Hi there, and welcome to this tapping for codependency, to release codependent habits and behaviors and drop down into our hearts, drop down into our bodies, and embody our innate wisdom of how to heal from these patterns that don't serve anyone. All right, so before we begin, let's take 3 deep breaths, cleansing breaths. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to shake it out a little bit because we're doing embodiment and somatic healing. So we're getting into the body and then move however you want to move. I invite you to do that if it feels good for you. All right, so let's begin our tapping. So follow along if you want to, and feel free to tap any other points too. We're going to be doing top of the head, between the eyebrows, the temple, the cheek, under the nose, the chin, the collarbone, under your arm, and then the side of your hand. So those are just the meridian points that we are going to be working with for the emotional freedom tapping technique. All right, so even though I have, I'm not sure if you can hear the laundry, but even though I have these codependent patterns that have been passed down from my family, from my generational line, I still love and accept myself, and I still know that I am worthy, I am valued, and I have choice to break these generational cycles. Even though these generational cycles are very hard to break, I'm capable of doing it. I have the bravery and the willingness, and I want to acknowledge myself for doing the hard work and my willingness to look at familial patterns to see what's working for everyone and what's not. Even though I have a tendency to try to fix everything for everyone so that they'll be happy, or try to do everything until I'm burnt out, I know that there is another way to support the people that I love and to support myself without the expense of my mental health. Even though sometimes I judge myself harshly and I think I'm not doing enough, I'm starting to get really curious about why I do certain things. And I'm excited. I'm excited about the possibility of healing. I'm excited about the healing that's already taken place. I'm excited about moving from an unhealthy relationship dynamic to healthier relationship dynamics. Even though other people might be experiencing their emotions in the moment, and I want to swoop in and help them. I want to make things better so that I am more comfortable and not anxious because they're anxious. I'm realizing that my emotions are triggered by other people's emotions. And that doesn't help me or the other person or my family. And I start to mourn and get sad over all the times that I tried to do my best in helping, and it turned out more chaotic. I just want to acknowledge my heart, that it was in a good place. It was trying to help people. It was doing the best I could with the tools that I had. As I release these things, this built up energy, this pattern of behavior that's been passed down, I might feel some grief because they're so familiar. They're like an old friend. An old friend that promised to help, that had the hope of helping, just didn't know how. And these cycles are so old. They're so old that it hurts to look at them and say goodbye to them sometimes. And to that, there might be some tears coming up. There might be some sadness and some tightness and some reluctance to release these patterns. It's an ongoing process. It's not just a one-time thing. It's noticing and choosing and being aware, getting support, talking about it, learning. It's all of it. And we don't have to punish ourselves when we do something that seems like it didn't meet needs of other people and ourselves. I'm just choosing to notice when that happens, take note of it, and then move on. And also acknowledge myself for trying. That we slipped into a pattern. That was the pattern that we didn't like. And it's okay to try something else. It's going to be hard. It's going to be new. It's going to be scary. But overall, it's going to feel scary. But it's going to lead to liberation, and that's the beautiful thing. Emotional liberation. Emotional freedom from how other people are. Does that mean that when other people are having an emotional experience of anger or frustration, that I don't have to go there and fix it, and all I have to do is hold space for their emotion to pass? Love them how they are. And if I need more support, I'm willing to seek out counseling with my relationships. I'm willing to talk about honestly what's going on. Because when we talk about what has happened to us and our families, we see that it's a much bigger picture, that it's a systemic picture, and we're not to blame for our choices. So we are empowered to make different choices now. And that's really exciting. that the choices that we make now in the space that we hold for our own anger and grief and frustration will ripple out into the world in the generations to come. That's our legacy, and it's purely beautiful. I matter. I matter. And perhaps I've treated myself really harshly in the past. There was a lack of gentleness, a lack of warmth, and I will be intentional to treat myself with generosity, warmth, compassion, love, and I'm carving out this new path for myself and those to come. Meeting other people on the same liberation journey. Feeling at peace with myself, exactly in this moment, with whatever is going on, without judgment, just support and compassion.